Hello. So now we are going to discuss where functions are curving upward or downward. So if we're talking about concavity, so we have two directions, if it is upward or downward. If we are using derivative test or simply concavity test, if f is a function whose second derivative exists on an open interval, we have two results. So either of the two results will be our obtained answer. So if f double prime of x is greater than 0, then the graph of f is concave upward. While if the second derivative of the function f of x is less than 0, then the graph of f is concave downwards. So, ibig sabihin lang niyan na kapag mas malaki sa 0 yung ating second derivative of f of x, we have an upward concavity. While if it is less than 0, we have a downward concavity. First example, we have f of x is equal to x raised to 4 minus 4x cubed. So we need to determine the intervals on which the graph is concave upward or downward. Okay, so we are taking, our goal is to know the direction of concavity. So we need to use the second derivative. So first derivative of the function f of x, we have x raised to 4 is just simply 4x cubed minus 4 times 3, we have 12x squared. Okay, next, second derivative of the function. So you just base your function here. 12x cubed, it should be squared minus 24x. And that is the second derivative of the function. Next, you need to equate it into 0 and factor it. So we have 12x, this is the greatest common factor, times x minus 2 is equal to 0. So our critical points are x is equal to 0 and positive 2. So if we have two critical points, we have three intervals. So it is negative infinity to 0, 0 to 2, and 2 to positive infinity. So, tumingin kayo ng values dito sa interval natin. So, here in negative infinity to 0, we have x is equal to negative 1. Dito, x is equal to 1. And of course, here is x is equal to 3. X is equal to 1, negative 1, just substitute it in the second derivative test. So we have y double prime is equal to 12 times negative 1 square minus 24 times negative 1. So double prime will become negative 1 times negative 1 is positive 1 times 12 is 12. Negative times negative is positive. 24 times 1 is just 24. So our double prime is 36. We have a positive second derivative test. So the interval negative infinity to 0 will have a graph of concave upward. Okay, so next we have here the 0 to y double prime is equal to 12 times, 12 times 1 square minus 24 times 1 is equal to 1 square is 1 times 12 is 12 minus 24 times 1 is negative 24. 12 times negative 24 is negative 12. So double prime is a negative number. So the interval 0, 2 will have a concave downward because it has a negative second derivative test. And last Last interval, we have 2 to positive infinity. Y double prime is equal to 12 times 3 square minus 24 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. 12 times 9 is 120 minus 12. We have 108. So 108 minus 24 times 3 is so 24 times 3, 2, 4, 6, 72. So we have to minus it by 72. We have 36. We have a positive second derivative. So the interval 2 to positive infinity will have a concave upward. Okay, so that's how to solve for number 1. Second function, we have f of x is equal to 6 over x squared plus 3. We have the same objective. So first derivative, first derivative will become, since it is a quotient, so you will use low d high minus high d low. So low is x squared plus 3 d high. So derivative of high is 0 minus low d high minus high. D low, we have 2x. Okay, over low, low. So x squared plus 3 squared. Simplify, we have y prime is equal to 0. So x squared plus 3 times 0 is just 0. Negative x times 2x is negative 12x all over x squared plus 3 squared. And that's our first derivative. How about for the second derivative? So y double prime is equal to, we have quotient also, low d high minus high d low, low, low. So low, we have x squared plus 3 squared times negative 12x. So we have negative 12 minus high, we have negative 12x below. So you will use chain rule for this one. Kasi meron tayong function sa loob ng parenthesis natin. So yung buong parenthesis muna natin. So we have 2 times x squared plus 3 times, then yung sa loob na ng parenthesis, we have a 2x, of course, over low, low, which is x squared plus 3 squared. Okay, so as you can see, meron tayong isang dalawang x squared plus 3 dito and isang x squared plus 3 dito. So pwede nating i-factor out ito para magkaroon tayo ng simplified version, simplified form ng numerator. We have x squared plus 3 multiplied by, we have negative 12. Wait. So we have negative 12 times x squared plus 3 minus, so simplify, negative times negative will become positive. 12 times 2 is 24. 24 times 2 is 48. So we have 48x is squared all over. I'm sorry, it's not squared pala dito sa denominator. So x raised to 4. Squared plus 3 raised to 4. So x squared plus 3 raised to 4. We have a common variable, ay common term sa taas and sa baba. So we need to cancel this. Itong 4 magiging 3 na lang. So we have negative 12 times x squared plus 3 plus 48x squared all over x squared plus 3 cubed. So we need to simplify it further yung numerator natin. So meron tayong is equal to, okay, so negative 12x squared, negative 12 times positive 3 is negative 36 plus 48x squared all over x squared plus 3 raised to 3. Okay, so simplify ulit natin. 48 minus 12 is 36x squared minus 36 all over yung denominator natin. Plus 3 cube. Factor out 36. 36 times x squared minus 1 all over x squared plus 3 squared. Now, ang kukunin lang natin dito na critical, para sa critical points natin ay yung nasa numerator natin. So, we have x squared minus 1. The same lang siya sa x minus 1 times x plus 1. So, x now will become 1, positive and negative 1. So, our critical points are x is equal to positive and negative 1. So if we have two critical points, we have 3 intervals. So negative infinity to negative 1, negative 1 susunod, negative 1 to positive 1. Next, we have 1 to positive infinity. So, tingin tayo ng value ng x natin. So, x is negative 2, x is equal to 0, and x is equal to 2. Pwede naman yon. So, substitute it in our the second derivative function. We have 36 times negative 2 square times minus 1 all over x negative 2 square plus 3 cube. Okay? So negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. 36 times 3. 36 times 3 is just 108. So 108 yung nasa numerator natin over negative 2 square is 4 plus 3, 7. So 7 times 7 times 7 is 343. So we have a positive. Kahit na isimplify nyo yan, magiging positive pa rin yung value ng second derivative natin. If we have a positive, then the interval negative infinity to negative 1 have a graph of concave upward. Okay, ganun lang yon. Next, have y double prime is equal to 36 times 0 square minus 1 all over 0 square plus 3 cube. So 0 times 36 is 0, negative 36 all over 3 cube. So 3 times 3, 9 times 27. So negative times positive ay magiging negative. So we have a negative double prime. Pwede natin diyang mag-stop na. So our interval negative 1 to 1 will have a downward concavity. And last, we have y double prime is equal to 36 times 2 square minus 1 all over 2 square plus 3 cube. So parehas lang siya sa 108 over 343. So we have a positive again. Now, the interval 1 to positive infinity has a concavity of upward. Okay, so yan yung solution natin for number 2. Last example, we have f of x is equal to x squared plus 1 over x squared minus 4. And we have a condition, x should not be equal to positive and negative 2. Okay, so y prime is equal to low di high minus high di low ulit. Low is x squared minus 4. The high, we have just 2x minus high, x squared plus 1. The low, we have 2x all over low. X squared minus 4 squared. Okay, so that's our, so we need to simplify it further. We have 2x cubed minus 8x minus 2x cubed minus 2x. Okay, so we need to cancel it. Ito kasi negative 2x cubed plus 2x cubed is 0. All over x squared minus 4 squared equals, so meron na lang tayong negative 8 minus 2 is negative 10x all over x squared minus 4 squared. Okay, so yan yung first derivative natin. Okay, next we have the second derivative. So low di high minus high di low over low ulit tayo. So y prime, wait lang. So we have y double prime is equal to low di high negative 10 minus high, sorry, it should be 10 negative 10x di low. So gagamit ulit tayo dito ng chain rule kasi meron tayong function sa loob ng ating parenthesis. So 2 times x squared minus 4 tapos yung sa loob naman ay 2x. Okay, all over low x squared minus 4 raised to 4 na siya is equal to, so as you can see na meron tayong s squared minus 4 dito and x squared minus 4 sa both terms natin sa numerator. So we'll have to factor that out. X squared minus 4 times, we have negative 10 minus, okay, so I'm sorry, it's not minus, negative 10 times x squared minus 4 kasi may natira pang isa, plus kasi negative times negative. So 10 times 2 is 20 times 2 is 40. 40x squared all over x squared minus 4 raised to 4. Okay, so we need to cancel this and cancel din yung 4, magiging 3 na lang siya. So simplify the numerator, negative 10x squared plus 40 na siya kasi negative times negative plus 40x squared all over x squared minus 4 raised to 3. Okay, so simplify further, 30x squared plus 40 all over x squared minus 4 raised to 3. So paano natin kukunin yung inflection point nito? So hindi tayo kukuha sa baba, tignan muna natin sa taas mismo kung makakakuha tayo ng critical points dyan. So 330. So we have 30x squared plus 40, equate natin siya sa 0. 30x squared is equal to 40, negative 40. So, x squared is equal to negative 4 over 3. Square root niya, square root, we have x is equal to negative 2 square root of 3. I'm sorry, it should be negative 2i. Wait lang. It should be negative 2i. Should be 2i square root of 3 over 3. As you can see, meron tayong imaginary point. Kung meron tayong imaginary point or may negative sa loob ng ating radical, hindi natin kukunin mismo yung critical point mismo sa numerator. Doon na tayo pupunta sa denominator, yung asymptotic line natin. Okay, so since hindi pwede yung numerator, titingin tayo sa denominator. And since meron tayong, wait, so meron tayong condition that dito na x must not be equal to positive and negative 2, ito yung tinatawag nating asymptotic. So hindi natin pwedeng gawin na positive and negative 2 yung value ng x natin dahil magkakaroon tayo ng denominator na 0. So kung yung x natin, kung ito yung magiging value ng x natin, so we will have a 3 interval. So negative infinity to negative 2, negative 2 to positive 2, and of course, 2 to positive infinity. Okay, so magbigay ng number. X is equal to negative 3, x is equal to 0, and x is equal to 3. Okay, so ilagay nyo lang siya sa ating second derivative function. So y prime, double prime is equal to 30 times negative 3 square plus 40 all over negative 3 square minus 4 cube. So 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 30 is 9 times 30 is 270. 270 plus 40 is 310 all over. 9 minus 4 is 5. 5 cube is 125. Kahit na i-simplify nyo itong fraction natin, magiging positive pa rin yung sagot. So, it means lang niya that the interval negative infinity to negative 2 will have a concavity of the direction is upward. Okay? Next, we have y double prime is equal to 30 times 0 squared plus 40 all over 0 squared minus 4 cubed. So 40 over negative 4 times negative 4 is 16. 16 times negative 4 is negative 64. So positive times negative is negative. So kahit i-simplify nyo yung fraction natin, magkakaroon tayo ng negative na sagot. So ang interval natin na negative 2 and 2, meron tayong concave downward. Okay? And last, so y double prime is equal to 30 times 3 square plus 40 all over 3 square minus 4 cube. So parehas lang yan sa 310 over 125. We have a positive double y double prime. So we have the interval 2 to positive infinity has a concave upward. Okay, so ganun gumamit ng second derivative test kung your goal is to determine which interval is concave upward or downward. That's all, and thank you for listening.